I've done it. I've done something that I thought I was never gonna do, besides starting the video on a cool shot. Um, I got this chest earlier to put stuff, but we're not putting anything because we need a chest. Never mind. I finally did it. I bought a thing that I thought I wasn't gonna buy ever, which is fake. Actually, I thought I was gonna buy it eventually. I just didn't know where, and it happened. It finally happened. I purchased the Binding of Isaac. Oh, I know. Shocking. So for the past few years, I've been playing the Binding of Isaac illegally because I mean piracy is just so comfortable and easy, and we like it. Okay, I like it, but the reality is it does feel bad to pirate stuff. I'm gonna need some stuff. Should have prepared some stuff before I started the video. Oh, I'm very used to pirating my video games because I'm not the most money person in the planet. And yet still, I do kind of get like a kick out of like enjoyment from just sorry, something about the way the game looks is making my brain have a brain fart today. As I was saying, I get some amount of enjoyment from playing video games, and it's not always that I can spend the money to buy those video games. So, you know, in a funny twist of fate, let's call it, I ended up getting pretty familiar with game piracy. And I don't think it's like on purpose. I actually really don't adore doing piracy, and whenever I can, I always try to buy the games. But I do think, it's very nice to have the option to just play games, even if I'm doing it like illegally, as illegal as a black market, which is something that's happening currently. Someone's calling Minecraft servers a black market for like reasons. That's stupid. That's really dumb. I don't know why I felt the need to point it out, but I did feel the need to point it out. I need comparators. I need two comparators, and I don't know how to make them. Quartz and stone. It pretty much comes down to this week, or I guess a few weeks ago, for you guys. It was shut up. Why am I so loud? Hold on. Where's the mobs? God, they're so loud. Shut up. Ahem. As I was saying, give me some quartz. We're gonna need a shit ton of quartz for this structure there, so I want to be somewhat careful of what I do. Always be somewhat careful of what you do. There was a big deal on the Binding of Isaac where they had the whole kit for like 60 FPS, $5. Well, it's more like $4 here, maybe $3 here. Extremely cheap. Like, I was amazed at how genuinely cheap it was. Oh, hold on, what am I doing? Why am I doing it like this? Okay, give me 6 torches. Another crafting table, because I'm gonna need 2 crafters, not a single one. What are you doing? Come on. Come on. Give me a second crafter. A second crafter has hit the me. We only need 2 for the entire thing. And then we need 2 comparators. But Jake, it's because I'm so familiar with video game piracy. It is kind of a big deal for me when I actually get to buy a game that otherwise would be relatively expensive. And it's not like I have never bought Isaac legally, mind you. I was just doing piracy because the game has 20 DLC. And if I don't do piracy of the entire thing, I can't, like, make it work. So I had to do piracy of the entire thing. I'd say much to my dismay, but nah. There are benefits to it, especially because today they just announced that apparently PlayStation is removing physical discs entirely, and it's like, dude, I'm so glad I know how to be a pirate. Yo ho, yo ho. Of course, I would prefer it not to be a pirate, yo-ho, yo-ho, but I still can't deny that to some extent, it does kind of piss me off. Oh, don't forget the... Don't let me forget that I need the other thing. To some extent, I am glad that I have all of this knowledge about stuff that I probably shouldn't have. At the end of the day, that kind of stuff's important, you know? PlayStation announced today that they plan to remove all physical media. I'm probably gonna need some stone for this, so I might as well... I may have to use my slower pickaxe, because I haven't updated it, but yeah. Alright. And here we should have a barter, and here we should have repeater. Alright. So I don't know why they're doing this stupid shit. It genuinely pisses me off that they're trying to pull that off. Like, why would you be doing that? That is genuinely so rude. I don't like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, this is correct. Allow me to... I'm gonna show you how I do this, actually. I want to do it... I want to do it cleverly. This goes here. No. Make a break here. Meanwhile, we figure this out. It's okay. Where is the output of this? I don't recognize this texture. What are you doing? Get out of here! Get out of here! What is this? Big potato? What? What are you doing? Get out! Get out! Get out! Does this mean... Alright. I think this is set up. What? Why are you here? 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 What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You guys annoyed me. Annoyed the fuck out of me by coming into my wolf. As I was saying, it is kind of sad that companies are trying to take advantage of, like, users and players this much lately. It does kind of piss me off to some extent. But it is what it is. Ultimately, I'm just glad that I finally got the Binding of Isaac properly, because it's a game that I've gotten so many hours out of. Even if, like, I don't know, it's just been a whole thing for me. I'm gonna need an extra chest. For me, it's always been a whole thing to, like, do stuff when it comes to games. I love me some gaming. That's something I always do, and that will never change. And I always feel kind of bad that I have to exist in this void of legality, I guess. Where it's like, I don't really intend forever to just pirate games. I just don't have the money to not do that. And it always makes me feel nice when I have a reason. But with the Binding of Isaac, honestly, yeah, I think I kind of maybe overdid it. Like, you could argue that I didn't do it that bad. And it's true, I don't think I did it that bad, but I still feel like it's kind of unfair the way it took me forever to actually get the Binding of Isaac, because it's a game that I've played for so many hours. It's genuinely a game I've played so long that it no longer makes sense for me to pretend that, you know, it's just a normal game. I probably should have bought it at full price. I don't know how we feel about that. And I guess that's mostly what this video is about, you know? TLDR, I really hate it when they give me reasons to pirate stuff. TLDR, I guess it's more like TLDH. But yeah, I absolutely despise it when they just give me a great reason to pirate stuff. Because it just makes me feel bad as a consumer. I feel like a lot of companies like pretending that like people who do piracy do it out of malice or out of I don't know what reason, but genuinely I feel like that's such a shitty way to approach it because dude, it's kind of borderline rude in a way. Like I understand what you mean when you say you would like me to legally purchase the product. But I also don't understand why they make it like rude. I don't know. I don't know. It feels genuinely awful to have to pirate games. And it also sucks that companies often like to pretend that, you know, the consumer is just doing it out of malice when they're doing it out of limitations. They're doing it out of habit a lot of the times. Like I pirate so many games out of habit because it's just easier than actually purchasing the product. And that's something that's happening to me recently where it's like I learned how to use like actual proper stuff. And now I actually pay for my products when it comes to Steam games. And that's something I realized because, like, well, Adoy. I realized that because I now actually buy games from Steam because I can finally afford them. And when we realize how nice it is to just be able to, you know, press button buy, press button download, all that kind of stuff. Companies need to square up and learn to make it more comfortable for players to not need to do piracy. Because guess what? I like we don't like piracy either. I think people who play games don't like pirating games. I know. Wow. Bold. How does this look in my creative world? Aha, I see. TLDR, company greed fucks companies over again. Except it doesn't apparently fuck the companies, it just fucks the consumers because they figured out how to fuck us over anyways. Alright, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good conclusion, I suppose, to the entire situation. He says, completely not thinking that it says, actually. And I apologize for forgetting my own speech rules, I suppose. Well, I don't have to apologize for that. I'm the one who feels the worst about that. But that's topic for another video. Topic for today's video was, yeah, I'm glad I got Isaac at a super duper ultra sale. And now I'm happy. Because I feel good that I finally got the game. Instead of being an asshole about it. And everything worked out fine. When was the last time I stayed silent like that? I'm getting too used to just... Whoa. I'm getting too used to cutting the video. Whenever I'm stuck. Or, like, don't find the words that I'm trying to say. This happens a lot. My brain is not the fastest. Okay. No, hold on. I am correct in this. This should be like this. There we go. I just want to finish the initial setup. Because I don't like finishing the videos in the middle of, like, tasks. I don't know why. This is completely on me. Because it doesn't actually change anything about, like, how it works. Rain is so loud in this version. Why do they make rain so loud? My ears. I want to need a helper anyways. I need to make more chests. Excuse me while I make... How many chests is this? This is 1 chest, 2 chests, 3 chests, 4 chests. Is this... Yeah, that's only 4 chests. I need quite a bit of wood for this. I underestimated how much wood I'd need. Not really. I don't actually need that much. Once I'm done with these chests, I'm gonna need hoppers as well. Well, now where's the wood? Here's the wood. But that's the jungle wood. That's decorative wood. Do I not have wood? Do I have to make the next video me collecting wood? I think I do. Oh, shit. Alright. I guess next video is me collecting wood and we don't finish this today. Yo, Rain. You don't have to be this loud. You know that, right? You know that I love you anyways, right? Like, loud or not loud, right? I think the game's just loud on my ear because I turned up the volume for a thing, huh? Yeah, maybe that explains it.